day here at Bronie's desk in Bronie's world. And today we were going to have Dr. Laura Dennison speaking on the celebrating mothers. However, she has tornadoes tearing down on her in her part of the world there in the USA. So she's asked me very nicely if I would ask my other gorgeous friend, Dr. Lisa Singletary, to come and fill in for her today because we can't help what the weather's doing. If the tornado's bearing down on you, you've got to get in that bunker. And so thank you all for coming. I appreciate your support, and I definitely appreciate Dr. Lisa's support because she's one of my super Saturday heroes that I have regularly, at least once a month, and she's due again this Saturday, so you'll have to look out for that. But anyway, so with no further ado, because it's a last minute thing, I have absolutely no idea what Dr. Lisa's going to share with us today, so I'm going to hand it over to you, and the floor is all yours, my dear friend.
Bronie, thank you. It's an honor to be here always. And you have such an illustrious lineup of participants. And I hope we have some fun tonight or today.
We always have fun with you.
Thank you. And I'm going to talk about mothers. Since
Very good, because Mother's Day is coming up.
Mother's Day is coming up. And, I've delivered a lot of babies, and I was actually thinking about some of the deliveries that I've made, and just the cultural differences, it's amazing. It's amazing. I really considered going into OBGYN because I just loved it so much. But when I would be on call, 2:30 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, just waiting for a baby to drop. I would see these, of course, I'm going to use the word, I was young, okay, but I saw these old doctors, right? And they would be buddies, their patients would be, and those patients had the private physicians, right? I was a resident on staff, so my patients usually came in through the emergency room or something like that, or the clinics if it was during the day. But the private patients, I mean, the senior physicians had their private patients, and there they were in their scrubs, walking around, talking, checking on their mothers, or the expectant mothers, at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Now, they had a very lush lounge, but there wasn't a lounge lush enough for me to consider being in my 60s, my 70s, and having to spend the night in the hospital waiting for a baby. So that's the number one reason I didn't go into OBGYN, but it was wonderful. I've probably delivered about 200 babies. Wow. And I've met some of them, excuse me, years later, and that was really fun. So I guess the mothers remembered me, and when they brought them back into the hospital, they would bring them up and show them to me. So, but motherhood and nutrition. So I think of motherhood in 3 phases, and there are a lot of phases, a lot more phases, but the preparation phase, the practicing phase, and the post motherhood phase, which, there are different ways to interpret that. You're never not a mother anymore, but, whether it's empty nest syndrome or you've lost the baby or postpartum depression, there are a lot of, posts that can be, all of those phases benefit from nutrition, and they suffer from lack of nutrition. And particularly because babies are parasites.
I've never heard
They
a baby called a parasite.
they will extract from the mother every single thing they need out of her if it's there. It's not always there, but they will they will take, you know, from the mother what it takes, and it takes a lot to make a baby.
It does.
So the first phase is preparation, and that's preparation of the body in general of the mother, but also preparation of the gonads. Is that, I mean, that's, I don't know a better way to say that, but the testes and the ovaries of the mother and the father, because that's where the baby starts from, right?
Yeah.
So the preparation phase starts 6 months at least before the baby's even a twinkle in the eye. And that's the phase that's most neglected, right? And
Mm.
Dr. Wallach always says the best gift you can give to a newlywed couple is get them, on the 90 essential nutrients.
Absolutely.
And uh, but the body is so amazing that I mean it's a miracle. Babies are a miracle. It is a miracle every single step, every single day before the womb, conception, in the womb, miracles are happening. And it's a privilege for me to know some of the details. I don't know them all, of course, but I've been privileged to be able to learn and study and experience some of these deep. And now I'm not a mother. You could probably already tell when I call babies parasites.
Hey, I just
I'm
thought that must be a doctor's term.
Well, that's where it started. It did start in a classroom in medical school. That's where I first heard the analogy. But yeah, all of my children are the kind I can give back to somebody else. But I love children. I loved delivering them. I love nurturing them. I love teaching them. They're just amazing. But so the preparation phase for both the mother and the father uh, require the 90 essential nutrients. Also, as the uh, baby is growing, there was always a big thing about stretch marks. So you prepare the inside of the body, but you also prepare the outside of the body, and rubbing um, good antioxidant lotions and emollient lotions on the skin. When I say good, lotions that are non-toxic. That's
Mm.
very important. You got to read labels or know your source of your lotions, your oils, your herbs, whatever that you use internally as well as externally. But um, there's some women, I just call them baby makers. There's some women, it's like they won the baby making lottery. Their hip bones are exactly the right shape, and they can stretch, and they can, it's a bit, but even, and these are women that, might have, I think your mother was a baby maker, Bronwyn. I don't know.
Yeah, well, there was no TV back then. Dairy farms, you go to bed early.
Yeah, I have some friends that have 11 siblings, and or a bunch of children. The friends aren't having quite as many as their mothers did, but uh there's some women that can just pop them out so easily, and some have such difficulty. But looking back, I truly believe that many of the women that were having the difficulties were um, nutrient deficient,
Mm.
and there could have been so much of a difference in the whole process if they had been completely nutrified. The macronutrients, so the right mix of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates that gives the body energy and the building blocks. And then the micronutrients, they help your body to actually utilize the energy on a cellular level that you've taken in. And if you can't utilize, if you don't have all of the enzymes and all the cofactors, then you can't properly utilize the energy, the nutrition that you take in. I think about it like the laundromat.
Yeah.
Machines at the laundromat. Now you can use credit cards there for a lot of machines now. So forget about the credit card ones. The machines that need quarters, right?
Well, I
You
only
need,
know ones that need money. I've never seen ones with credit cards.
yeah, well, they're coming. But you need quarters to operate the machines. If you don't have the quarters, you're not getting your laundry done. I don't care if you walk in there with $100 bill,
Mm.
and there is a change machine. So if you could break the 100 down to 20s or 10s or ones or fives or ones, but you still, whatever you have to do, you have to get the quarters. And with the body, you need your metabolism to break down and utilize the nutrients that you eat. Hopefully there are nutrients in the food that you eat. In order to utilize it,
Mm.
you need the like I said, the enzymes, you need the functioning, the manufacturing in the cell. You need all the parts. And the body's amazing. If you're missing some parts, it'll do its best to do a workaround, but it's at a cost.
Yeah.
And at some point, the redundancies that are built in, the extras that are built in, the leeway that's built in will get stressed to the max. And then the problems start to manifest. And so we don't want that to happen. All right. So the practicing part is the second phase, overall phase, but that's labor and delivery. That's the perinatal period when you're nursing. That's the, oh, they're in the house, you're taking care of them nonstop. You don't sleep for 18 years,
That's right.
maybe longer.
Well, sometimes longer.
Yeah. So, but until they're out of the house,
Mm.
quote unquote, that's just a, rough measure because out of the house, they could still come back with their dirty laundry. My brother did that. So, but you need, I would say the number one thing that the mothers need then is energy, right? Which
Yes, and
means,
lots of it.
yeah. And, but the energy is a result of your body being able to extract every bit of nutrition out of what they're eating and, the supplements that they take. You need to supplement. I think mothers need to supplement my hat's off to mothers that, you know, that is probably the most important job on the on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
And,
You do it
uh,
wrong and we have unruly children, don't we?
oh, yeah, I don't have a lot of patience for for children who, let's say, are extra energized
Yeah.
or extra mischievous. But as long as, I mean, it helps that I'm not responsible for them. I can say, come get your child. But yeah, energy. And then in the third phase, which is the post phase, a lot of times that is where it's a different kind of stress because there's a sense of loss, right? And that loss can be just from them not being in the house anymore, But that loss, unfortunately, especially in these last few years, can be because of the loss of a child. And we're seeing so many young people these days. I mean, mothers are not supposed to outlive their children. That is not the natural order of things. And that is happening so much. And my heart goes out to those mothers as well. So what do we do? All right, so it's the 5 steps. It's always the 5 steps. Step 1, the diet has to be right. You must avoid the bad foods. These are foods that cause inflammation. And we have a great list, and you can contact Bronie, or you can contact whoever invited you to this live call, to the video replay.
Yeah.
And find out, get your hands on the good food, bad food list, because the bad foods are really, really bad. And I can't really think of anything more stressful on the body than pregnancy. Really. So, I mean, that's a lot of stress over a long period of time. And you don't want to add to that stress by creating inflammation in the gut and in the body because you're eating the wrong foods. You need to have the 90 essential nutrients, but you need to have it in a clean package. When I say package, I'm not talking about a packet, but right, but you need it in a way that's not filled with contaminants and fillers and just things you don't want to have in your body anyway, or chemical based nutrients. You want to have whole foods. You want to have good, clean foods. Now, mothers in particular need a lot of protein because she's got protein for her body and protein for the baby's body. Proteins are the building blocks.
Yeah.
And also the essential fatty acids, huge. Every single cell in the body, the cell membrane is made up of a lipid bilayer. And that lipid in the lipid bilayer is fatty acids. So, and you want the cells to be able to be supple, for want of a better word. You want the cells to be able to, it's a fluid situation. It's amazing how the cells hold together, but this lipid bilayer is crucial. And carbohydrates for immediate energy, but also other ways of getting your energy. Your hydration is so important. But that's step 1, is the diet. Step 2, and when I say diet, that means the macronutrients are there: proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. How do you get them? And you get them within the confines of the good food and bad food list. Step 2 is the micronutrients. And there are 90 essential micronutrients we all need every day. All vertebrates need these micronutrients, but particularly vertebrates that are making other vertebrates. So
that's a different way of putting pregnancy. Yes.
Yeah, I never said that before in my life, so you heard it first here.
Yeah, in Bronie's world, it's Bronie's desk.
She's bringing the creativity out. Okay.
I love it. I love that.
So 90 essential nutrients, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 essential fatty. All the word essential should be in all of those. So it's 60 essential minerals, 16 essential vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, and 3 essential fatty acids. And one of those is conditionally essential, like our bodies make it, but not enough. and particularly not enough if you're under stress. So it's functionally essential, but the word essential, the scientific word essential, the biological word essential means the body cannot make it. So you must get these 90 essential nutrients from food, if it's there, or from your nutritional supplement program. Step 3, love this step, antioxidants, right? I love it, partially because I was a biochemistry major in college. So I can understand oxidation reduction reactions, and antioxidants were like the link for my brain to nutrition and to alternative medicine and things like that. Like, it's like, okay, if I can understand oxidative stress, I got it, right? I can tie everything into that. And so I love talking about antioxidants and ORAC scores and, um, you know, all the, Tom says, don't get too technical. I love the technical stuff sometimes. And particularly when it comes to oxidative stress, because we learned about free radical electrons and we learned about the damage they can do when they break away and bounce around in the body. And depending on where they hit, if they hit in DNA, it can cause damage to the DNA. It can cause a mutation. It can cause, problems. If it hits in another place, it can, what'd you say?
Birth defects.
Birth defects, yeah.
Birth defects.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Why is it that we tell mothers not to smoke? I mean, we tell everybody not to smoke, but when you inhale from a cigarette, the oxidative stress that you create in the body is astronomical. And you subject a growing baby to that, and you have these free radical electrons bouncing around. And yes, the odds are from so many free radical electrons being activated, there's going to be some damage to the baby. That's just math, right? So antioxidants, the body makes antioxidants, right? And the liver is an amazing detoxifier, but your body's antioxidant systems can get worn out. And we weren't designed for pollution. We weren't designed for electromagnetic fields. We weren't designed for 24/7 sitting in front of the computer and we weren't designed for cell phones. And so when our bodies try to adapt to all of these sources of oxidative stress, it gets worn out. So it needs a little help.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
And we're like experts on how to help that. And I love that. So it's such an elegant thing that happens in the body when those free radical electrons can be harnessed and transferred down the electron chain and actually become energy instead of becoming the generating bad actors. So that's step 3. So step 1 was macronutrients, eat the good foods, avoid the bad foods. Step 2 was get the 90 essential nutrients every day. Step 3, your antioxidants. Give your body some help. Your little superoxide dismutase never hurt anybody.
No.
The SOD, baby. And the super juices. I mean, there's so many ways that we can get them. And I think
my favorite one.
Coreo.
My favorite antioxidant.
Mine is fucoidan, but I'm just a Z girl. I'm just That was my first. That was my first. So step 4, I love this step. I love them all. Can you tell?
Yes.
Step 4 is taking care of the gut. And I actually did a talk, I did a lecture, or I think I made a video of it. I can't remember. But the 5 L's of the gut, from the lumen to the lining, the lymphatics, uh, I can't remember them all now, but it was pretty cool. I like alliterations, so when I can find a good alliteration, I like it. But taking care of the microbiome, taking care of the gut lining, is leaky gut syndrome. There's so easy to turn it around, but people just don't know. They don't know the damage that they do to their guts with gluten, which is
Mm.
why gluten is on the bad food list. The top 4 foods on the bad food list have gluten: wheat, barley, rye, and oats, right? But they don't know what they're doing to their gut on a microscopic and even a macroscopic level, meaning when Dr. Wally cut open those guts, he could open the intestines, he could see the effects of a lifetime of gluten intake and the inflammation that it made. And when the gut is inflamed, it doesn't function correctly. It doesn't absorb correctly. So there are people that take hundreds of dollars of nutrients every month, but they're not really absorbing them because they're still eating some of the bad foods. So the
Yeah.
gut's inflamed, so it can't absorb the nutrients. Now, would I rather have them take nutrition than not? Yes, because some of it does get across. But I challenge everyone that's skeptical about this, just do it for 1 week. Avoid gluten for 1 week and see how you feel, and you will feel a difference.
Mm. Absolutely. I remember when I first cut out gluten, I just couldn't believe the difference,
People have no
before I even
idea.
made the connection.
Yeah, people have no idea how good they can feel.
Mm.
They've got to hear these tips. They've got to hear this information, and then they have to be willing to put it into
In
action.
practice.
Yep. So that's step 4, the gut. And there's so many ways you can help your gut. Prebiotics, postbiotics, not nutrition, mushrooms, I was thinking of. Uh, the the antioxidants, the fucoidants. I love how pharmacist Ben said it slimes the gut, right? And you think of aloe, you think of seaweed, you think of that little stickiness. It's slimy, and that sliminess calms down inflammation.
Mm.
So I didn't like the way he said it the first time, but I was like, that's really right. And that's really, yeah,
Makes sense.
slide some slime to me. So, and you could see, sometimes I've had a rash on my skin. Maybe I came in contact with something and got a rash. And I opened a capsule, well, 3 capsules of the Fucoid Z, and I mixed them with, uh, did I use lotion? I don't remember what I mixed them with, but it got like sticky. It kind of got slimy. It glued, I can't think of the word. It got more viscous, right? It wasn't just the powder mixed with the water, but as the powder absorbed the water, it became like smooth. It was like a lotion almost, just with the capsule ingredients in the water. And I put some on my skin, and overnight, the rash was gone. Now, Does that happen all the time? I can't say that, but that was my experience.
Mm.
So love the slime.
If it
Thank
helps,
you for
why not?
understanding. And step 5 is Health Disneyland. It's all of the other add-on products that we can add on to the 90 and the antioxidants and the gut health. Oh, I-26. When you can not just help the good bacteria, but you can fight the bad bacteria.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What a game changer. So I just love what we have at our fingertips, and it can make such a difference for so many people. All right, but okay, so what are some of the things in step 5? Like that's a whole gamut of other things we can add. Now, most people can really stop at step 3. You know, if you really, cut the bad foods, you get the 90, you get the antioxidants, a lot of stuff will just take care of itself as long as you get it in adequate amounts and you
Yeah.
take it every day, right? You don't just take it till you feel better and then you stop. Take it till you feel better, then you stop.
Yeah,
Oh, it doesn't work anymore.
that's called fractionated nutrition.
Yeah, that's one way. That's one type of fractionated nutrition for sure.
Mm.
Um, I think it's called cognitive dissonance. it's,
Yeah, that
it's
too.
it's a little cuckoo.
Mm.
Because people forget. And that's why it's good to have some kind of measurement where you can go back and see, oh, that's right. I used to have that pain there every day, right? Oh, that's right. I used to be, you know, I just can't even name all the things that can happen for the better when you start taking nutrition, and then you think, oh, I've been this way all along, but no, you weren't. You used to have, and so it's good to have a score. It's good to have um, some kind of score, some kind of objective measurement of your health state, or have notes. Like if you tell someone, just write down your symptoms for 24 hours with how you feel and put it away, and don't even look at it for 30 days or 60 days, and then take it back out and see you were a different person then.
Yeah. I mean, we have a few different measures for that, don't we? We have health evaluation that people can do. We
Yep.
have, and as pharmacist Ben often points out on my show, is do a food diary,
Mhm.
which will help. And like you said, just make a note of how you, when you're on a bad day in particular, write all those things down, put it
Mhm.
away, try to then follow the protocol that we give you and see, and then pull it out in 30 days and see if you still have any of those issues. Now,
Mhm.
I'm not going to say they're all going to get away, but
Yeah,
because
you don't know what the body's going to do with it, but it's going to thank you for it.
yeah, I mean, even if it just makes a tiny bit of difference, that's got to be better than no, you know, not feeling better at all.
But on step 5, we've got things that will support the hormones that are so important throughout the whole gamut of motherhood, before, during,
And after,
after. I mentioned oils and herbs. Uh, they're things that help your brain. I was doing residency with I think it was a derm residency, and so the one of my fellow dermatologist residents, she would often say, "What's that sucking sound?" It's the baby sucking my brains out. It's like, because she would forget if she forgot something. She was like, the baby's just sucking my brains. So
most of us call that, baby brain.
mhm,
Or
yeah.
paper.
But there are ways you can fight that. You need extra EF. The baby's literally taking the EFAs out of your brain. So put them back,
Yeah.
right? Give your body something to work with, or replenish your body. Give the baby something to work with. But the baby's going to take it. A little parasite. But the
And they still do after they're born too, especially if you breastfeed.
yeah, absolutely. So EFA is very important. And when I say EFAs, I mean double, triple, quadruple on some days, what you would normally take.
Because the EFAs also help the skin and the stretch marks.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So for the post, I think about maybe de-stress, like this is definitely after breastfeeding, but there are just times when you need emotional support as well as physical support, and just to help the neurotransmitters of your brain to balance. We can help them. We can help with that. That doesn't say everything gets fixed, right? But it's helping to bring things back into balance so that the body can do what it's designed to do.
Absolutely.
So that's, oh yeah, and the essential oils, just the aromatherapies. They're just some scents, some smells that just make you feel better, right? There's some colors that make you feel better, which is why I'm just going crazy over butterflies these days. I don't know why, but I just love them, and uh, they help my life. So uh, there are a lot of different things that help. Music, um, things that change your state. And sometimes it's a volitional switch. Sometimes you can just decide, okay, this is not going to get to me. I'm going to, not, I'm going to not go down this road of upset, or I'm going to say wallow. And I'm not saying this in a judgmental way. I'm saying this as a former wallower. But, sometimes you can flip the switch. Like, okay, as Cher would say, I'm going to quote Cher, snap out of it. But
Well, yeah.
sometimes,
But I find though, getting back to that switching, I find if people are nutritionally balanced really well and they're getting that 90, that it's so much easier to be able to flick that switch to clarity, and think, okay, I know this is not a good thing that's happening, but if it comes and over consumes me, especially as a mother, you can't deal effectively with that situation. And I found personally that since I've been really good in getting rid of the bad foods and having the 90 essential nutrients plus a few, plus some add-ons, that I can flick that switch much quicker now than I ever used to be able to. I find it. I personally just found that to be true for me.
yeah, same here. Same here. And the flip side of that is when someone is dealing with chronic illness, it affects their personality. It affects their decision. It can not, this is not 100% across the board, but there are many people that it's like, there's something wrong with them physically or nutritionally that manifests just in their relationships, in their
Yeah.
reaction to situations, and you know, in the decisions that they make. So that's a point of compassion that we can have, you know, because it could be that they're lashing out at you, or it could be just they're just so unpleasant to be around, but they're they really are ill. I mean, they really the body
Brain's
dealing
not
with
functioning.
chronic illness affects the brain. It affects the neurotransmitters. You got more 80% of your serotonin in your body is made in your gut.
Yeah. Fix the
So
gut. Fix the
the gut
brain.
brain connection is huge. And then you put chronic illness on top of that, and people eat comfort foods because they feel bad, and then the foods make them more sick. I mean, it's weird. We have a lot of education to do, and a lot of leading the pack. And when I say that, people notice, you know, people see it on your face. I was told about 10 days ago, someone that has known me for 8 years, she's maybe sees me twice a year, maybe. And I was sitting in my car, and she pulled her car up next to me in the parking lot, and she didn't say anything. And so I, you know, said, "Hey, Kim," was her name. And she's like, "Lisa, you must be aging younger, because I didn't even recognize you." Or aging backwards. You must be aging backwards. So, you know, I'm going to tell her,
Of
you know, I was thinking
course.
about you. And if you want to know my secret to aging backwards, I'll tell you. So,
That's how I feel. I feel like I'm aging backwards.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember just being racked with pain,
Mm.
r- racked with pain. And I'm thankful for every day now that I was introduced to the 90 essential nutrients.
Same. Absolutely same. Well, Dr. Lisa, I don't know if we have any questions in the field. Does anyone have any questions? If so, let me know, and I'll we'll unmute and we'll see. Grant always has a question. Maria, do you have a question? They're the only two I can actually physically see. Do you know how to unmute? Yeah. I'm going to add it to this.
Yeah, I've got a question, if you like, Bronie.
Okay. All right. I'm going to bring you both up to the spotlight.
Okay.
Okay. But let Maria go first. Ladies first, Grant.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. That's fine.
Thank you. It's an actual question about the I-26. I mean, I just absolutely love that product. And I've just sent some down to my best friend in Sydney, because she's starting to have gut problems. And she doesn't understand the whole picture, doesn't want to know because she's busy working. So I'm just quietly, step by step, I got her onto the EFAs and now the gut, because she has, and the enzymes, got her on the enzymes. So I was talking to Liz the other day. I was wondering, because I've just got another I-26 powder, and Liz said that there are capsules, little sweeties, I-26 sweeties that she takes after a meal.
Yes,
do
we
know
do have.
anything?
Do you have those there?
Is it as effective?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, are they? Are they? Because they're a great way. Oh, are those the little ones?
No, those are the capsules.
Oh, those are capsules.
Those are
Oh, I must
capsules.
order them. I will order them. Yeah.
But do you have chews there?
Yes, we do. The chews are very new to us.
He's talking about the chews.
I love the
choose. I-26
They come
I
in
choose.
two
don't have a bottle of that
flavors.
sitting right here on my desk to show you.
That's all right.
There's
She's
two
talking
different
about the
flavors.
choose. Yeah, she's definitely talking about the choose.
They
Yeah.
are absolutely delicious.
Okay.
There's two different flavors. You can get a French vanilla
Vanilla.
or
Yeah.
banana coconut. I personally like the French vanilla one.
Right. Okay. She has a
I like
banana
both.
coconut.
Yeah.
She said it's nice. There's not a lot of banana. It doesn't matter.
It's-
The thing is, I always want to eat something sweet after a meal. So this is an absolute perfect answer than
Yes.
grabbing a piece of chocolate or a cookie or something like that.
The
Yeah.
other is, oh, I just emptied my bottle, but I love I love sucking on the chewable vitamin C.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah.
I just
We've
suck
only
on that.
just got that down here, down under.
Have we?
I
Have we?
haven't
Yeah.
ordered it yet.
Yeah.
I can't chew them. I don't know why they call them chewables because they're
Oh,
so
really?
strong.
Wrong.
Sometimes when I first took them, I would suck them for a while and I had to take it out of my mouth. Like I had to get used to it because they're
Mm.
powerful, but I love them and they're so satisfying.
Oh,
And
good.
you know, it helped when you take collagen. You should take
Mhm.
vitamin C with your collagen. I just made a pot of bone broth over the weekend, and you know, a little vitamin C, a little bone broth. Yes,
Mm.
very
Oh, that's
satisfying.
awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Did that help
Thank
you,
you.
Maria?
It does. I actually put the collagen into my BTT in the water. I
Me
add
too.
the collagen. And if you do add the I-26, it makes like a fluffy duck. It's really nice. You want to drink it faster where you're supposed to drink it slower. But
It's
yeah,
like yeah, they used to call those egg creams here, I think.
However you can get it
Okay.
down is the key.
exactly. Exactly. That's right. That's the winning part. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr.
Oh, my
Lisa.
pleasure.
You're very welcome. Now Grant had a question.
Yeah, sure. Dr. Lisa, I understand the good foods and bad foods thing fairly well. What would you recommend for a couple that are wanting to get the ideal couple that are wanting to get pregnant in 6 months' time? What would you recommend? I know what I would say. I just want to see whether I'm in line with you, really.
She's just covered it.
Healthy Body Start Pack, Healthy Brain and Heart
Yeah.
Pack, Z Radical CEO Mega Pack. That's, you know, the Z Radical CEO Mega Pack is the ultimate.
Well, we don't we don't have the C Radical CEO pack down here.
Okay, so a Healthy Brain and Heart Pack with Fucoid Z's extra.
Would be. And would you go with the weight thing, or not be too worried about that? As in one pack per 100 pounds, or if they can, and if they can't, they can't.
What I do is, if you know, when isn't it money an issue?
Yeah,
But when money's start with the Healthy Body Start Pack or the Healthy Brain Heart Pack, but add the minerals per 100 pounds of body weight. So
yeah.
add an
Okay.
extra of BTT.
Yeah, I always include the minerals if I can. Yeah.
Or add the mineral sticks.
Yep.
Or a bottle of plant-derived mineral. I love having just plant-derived minerals around the house because it's so handy for so many different things. Not just in fact, I got a list of like 30 things you can do with plant-derived minerals. You can cook with it, you can, you know, make sprays with it, and you know, you can make deodorant with it, and I don't know.
No,
Like,
that's I have
It's
never
the
heard
best
anyone
bang product. It's the best bang for your money product out there. That's the minerals, and I have them all the time. They're just wonderful. So I like to add it to
Awesome.
every order, really.
Yeah.
The minerals, the plant derived minerals.
Yeah. if you like, Bronwyn, I can send you a copy of that document. The 30 things you can do with plant. You spray it on your plants.
That could be our Super Saturday talk this week.
Okay.
Do you worry about the gut health with the ultimate enzymes, all that sort of stuff?
I have people that will not go without ultimate enzymes, or I like to keep some in my purse. I don't have gut problems myself.
Yep.
But I have friends that if we go out to dinner, they're complaining 20 minutes afterwards. And so take a couple of these. So, and this was the other thing for mothers. Yes. Mothers, your pantry, you need to learn the first aid in your pantry, like honey on skin, boo-boos, and apple cider vinegar, and just different things that you have in your pantry that can be used for so many things, good, scrapes and bumps and bruises and stuff. And also the things that I love to have on hand: Killer Biotic, seasonal immune support pack, things like that. Just
And the plant-derived minerals.
absolutely. Absolutely. Plant-derived minerals, yes. Like I made a list for if I were traveling at one point, what would I want, to have, what would I stock up on for just for travel? And all those things were on that list. So
There you go. Does that help you, Grant?
Yes, it did. Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, the Q-Coid Z was the added one that I hadn't actually thought about too much. So
Yeah, it's a good product.
I'll add that to it. Yeah, thanks very much, Lisa, Dr. Lisa.
it's my honor.
And Karen, did you have a question?
Well, I do have a question, but probably not related. It was just that does anyone? I'm more a question on weight loss. Has anyone ever used those slim as possible drops? Lisa, Dr. Lisa, do you know anyone that's had success on that?
Well, the first time, so I don't know if you know any of my story, but when I was introduced to longevity, I was about 410 pounds.
Wow.
Maybe more, probably more. I didn't have a scale that could measure me. So, and the only product that I knew, because the only product that my friend knew, was the BTT. And I think it was 2.0 at that point. So I took 3 scoops a day. 4 were too much. There was something about it. I knew 4, I tried 4.5 scoops, and it was too much. But maybe some of that was the detoxing. I was detoxing too quickly, the Herxheimer reaction. But I dropped it down to 3. So I took 3 scoops a day for 8 months. And I lost 85 pounds.
Wow.
And I got out of a wheelchair.
Wow.
And other changes happened too. But, those were the big ones. The pain. The pain. So much better. So when you give the body what it needs, right, it does amazing things. Now, that was really without even changing my diet, I have to say. But the BTT changed me. And I didn't crave anymore. I didn't plan where I was going based on the fast food store on the way. Like, oh, I need to go this way because I haven't had whatever this week. Or no, I wasn't even thinking that far in advance of a week. It was like, it was just insanity. In fact, I called it Nisrati syndrome. Not so random acts of temporary insanity. When you plan with everything within you to get a salad at the drive-through, and you pull up to the thing and you order your salad and you get up to the window and they say, "You got the Big Mac with fries," or so, whatever it was, whatever. That wasn't McDonald's, so it wasn't a Big Mac, but whatever it was, it wasn't the salad. And I was like, wait a minute, didn't I order a salad? But I was temporarily insane when I ordered my food. So, so the first time, so I'm just telling you my mental state. The first time I heard of ASAP, I thought, well, you have to not have eaten for 15 or 20 minutes before and 15, 20 minutes after. No wonder you lose weight, right? Just because you have gone a little while without food, right? But yes, I know many people that have used it, and it has helped to boost their weight loss. At least that's the report that they gave me. Now, I do think Paul has suggested between the ASAP and the Rev.
The Rev is a Rev I'm talking about, because that's what we get now, isn't it? The Rev.
Right, ASAP was the old one.
Yeah, that's right.
The Rev is what we have now. Yeah. And I think he said you should be in ketosis before you start taking it.
Right.
Now, I haven't dug into the science of that, but I know that the testimonies that I had on the ASAP and the Rev before I heard that statement, because that was a recent statement for me to hear, it was not on the keto program.
Right.
So I haven't had that discussion with him, but
yeah.
Does that answer the question, or what was your?
Yeah, sort of. It's just that when you get it, it doesn't come with instructions. So a new customer has no idea how to use it. And that's what I've struck. Now we just get a bottle on it in that box. That's all we get. You get nothing with it to say how to use it or anything. And
right.
Yeah. So, and I've just got a customer that's bought it asking me for it. How do I use it? That's all we get. And I just wondered, had experience with people and how they took it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's you have to be food and water free for 20 minutes. Put a dropper under the tongue, hold it there for a little bit, and then don't eat or drink anything for, I think it's 15 minutes. I made it 20. And so it has a chance under the tongue to actually absorb more into your system.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know. Thank you for that. I'll pass that on. Thank you so much. It's good.
Well, is that all the questions we have for today?
I think so. Because that was all good information anyway. So
it was all great information. Yeah. Well, thank you all for coming. It's been a bit of a tough last 24 hours for myself, but anyway, we're shining through. Thank you, Dr. Lisa, for coming and filling in for Dr. Laura, and we will keep her in our prayers that the tomatoes don't do too much damage down her way and that she stays safe. And Absolutely. As I ask you all really nicely here in Bronie's World, to stay safe, stay informed, be empowered, but do not live in fear, my friends. And when you are looking after your health before you can see that little one, and all the way through celebrating Mother's Day for all the mothers in the world, then you too will be powerful, beautiful, brilliant, and most definitely very brave. God bless you all, and I'll catch you again tomorrow here in Bronie's World. Do you know?
Thank you, Bronie and Lisa. Dr. Lisa, sorry.
Thank you so much.
Most informative. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Particularly the 5